Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about how much you spend on a car because it's one of our topic. We always want to upgrade the car and always on the road we see, ooh, this car and that, and how much do they earn? Like how much does the owner earn, and are they on a finance with the car or did they pay out outright by cash?
We live in a conditioning of we don't buy a car on finance.
I've
So-
never bought a car on finance because that's how my parents taught me, because they said, well, if you pay for the interest then it's not really worth it and the cost all adds up.
Myself, well, I've bought a car on finance twice in my life. One of them, it was when I just started driving. That was at the age of 18, 19, somewhere around there. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, the fact that I actually borrowed money as a personal loan.
Yep.
And I think it was a $5,000 car. And
5,000 only.
$5,000.
Still need to. Okay, no judgment. Yes, and then.
And then I have to pay, I think about 7 years in total, over 3 to 5 years, I think it was. I can't remember, a long time ago. And then when I sold the car, it was worth maybe 1
Oh, is that it?
ish, somewhere around there, because it's a higher mileage and it's an older car by the time I try to upgrade. So that's one. Number 2 was bought a franchise, and apparently it was a good idea.
To get along to get a car?
Yeah, because it was a brand awareness. That was the selling point. You get a car, you got your branded logo around the car, and the concept was like, okay, then have the vehicle go out and about, so that way people can see your product. Not a good idea.
How long did you own the car for?
12
how long
months.
did the bank own the car for?
I think it was like, no, it wasn't on the bank. It was actually car finance company. So
Okay.
I think it was a little bit lower. But anyway, within about 12 months to 2 years, I had to sell the car. And I'm like, that wasn't fun. And
Yeah.
bought a brand new. That's even worse, actually. Bought a brand new. And then I was in a big hole, roughly about $5,000, I think it was. By the time, purchase it and then sell it again. And then there was a difference. And I have to come up with a difference of about $5,000.
So is it a good idea
Nope.
for you? Okay.
From then on, no, I will never buy a car on a finance. And then from then on, I think, I bought a motorbike. It was on cash. The Frog. It was on cash. And yeah, now
That's it.
with our
Yeah.
car, we bought it in cash, and
Yeah.
I don't want to ever to go on a finance again.
Yeah.
But
But well,
This topic-
anyway, so we were just one night talking about, okay, how much should you really spend based on your income on cars? So I did some research, and there's three numbers I got. So, but majority of them actually advised is based on your household or gross income, if you are individual gross income, or household as family or couples.
Yep.
If you're frugal life like us, you should spend your car no more than 10% of your gross annual income. If your average lifestyle based on your annual income is 15 to 20% to spend on the car.
is that after tax?
No, this is gross.
Before. Okay, so before tax.
Before
okay.
tax, make it easier.
Okay, gotcha.
And then if some people that is
Yep.
that extreme, they all out and love that, or they like to show, because car is actually a status symbol. It is 100%. People do judge you, and based on what car you're driving as an impression, or what do you
Yep.
do.
Actually, give us an example from your point of view. How do you see it on the road? From my point of view, when I see it on the road, it's like, because we drive a beat up car, like a very old
Not
car.
really beat up.
No,
It's just
yeah.
very average old family car.
Well, it's an old family car, but it's got a low mileage. So I look at it, there's nothing wrong with the engine.
Nothing.
And it's only the body part now, the paint start peeling off.
It's getting old. What
and
can
it's
you
old.
do?
And I'm like, and some people, when they drive, I guess, high-end car, European car and whatnot, they choose not to park next to me.
Yeah.
That's an advantage.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, I haven't finished. The all out and love that lifestyle is 100% of your gross annual income.
oh, 100%.
100%. Well,
Or more.
I don't know, but I can see that.
Yep.
I can really see that.
Yep.
Because these days, social media showing you, oh, it's a 20 years old kid driving a Ferrari, Maserati. Some people are real that they can afford it, or maybe from family, or maybe they really made it themselves. But it is quite rare cases. But based on, and then do more research.
Yep.
So based on in Australian average income. So I did a search for average household income earned $116,000.
That's as a family. As like a
household.
couple. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Got it.
So or you can be by yourself too. If
Yep.
a frugal family like us, let's assume we average 116,000, using 10% of it, our car should worth around $11,000.
Okay, gotcha. So if you buy a car right now, it should be roughly about 11,000, between 10 to like under $15,000 vehicle.
Yes.
And
So how
you buy
many
that,
people do that in Australia? Anyway, average
Okay.
lifestyle. Let's say I put, I did mention 15 to 20%. Okay, I'll give you a higher end at 20%. 20% of $116,000
Yep.
is the car would be worth around $23,000.
So under 25.
Yes.
Under $25,000 car.
How many people driving that? It's average of the average. And if next one add all out,
Yep.
love that lifestyle, 100% of your $116,000, which is $116,000 car.
Yep.
How many people use it?
100,000.
Quite a lot. These cars around.
And like when I look at these numbers, say 10% at 10,000 or 11,000, let's say 15,000, and I'm thinking to myself, what is a $15,000 car? So at the current stage that we're recording,
Yeah.
what is a $15,000 car?
MG, small one,
That's
right?
not,
That's what I see.
not
No?
brand new.
50,
It's-
you can't. You can't.
No. So
It's tough
So-
one. But I think now, second, no matter
It would
what
never-
kind of car, it is expensive nowadays.
it would never be a brand new car. It's always second hand, and it's a second hand if you're lucky getting it from a dealership.
Yeah.
But mostly at about $11,000 car, you're looking at a second hand, like maybe
10 years.
Yeah, 5 years or 10 years
100,000 kilometers.
on the clock. Yeah, and if you're lucky.
Hey, that's our car. Karen car. Oh, we got two.
That's it.
Anyway, so we are the frugal.
Yeah.
100% we're the frugal one.
100% with the frugal one as a combined income, and
Yeah.
the type of car that we drive, and like, well,
Yeah, we very. Anyway, we do see it as status symbol,
but
but we don't care. I don't really
yeah,
care.
because for me it's the functionality versus like the physical car. I mean, we looked at a few, I guess we had people that we know of where they have a small car, but because of the badge or because of the brand,
Yeah.
they buy this car.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, you've got a bigger family, I think you need to get a bigger car. But to get a bigger car, you can
You
get
have
it
to
cheaper.
downgrade a brand.
A brand.
So currently
Exactly.
they're having European car, but then they don't want to downgrade to European car, downgrade from European car to a cheaper brand. So
Yeah, like
they
an
still,
Asian made, like
Yeah.
like
Anyway,
there's nothing
Asian
wrong with
brand,
that.
yeah.
Instead of a European car, there's nothing wrong with that, but you get a lot more space, but they don't want to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's the other way around as well. They want an upgrade, but they don't want to upgrade to a lower, like
Brand.
a lower brand.
But we,
So,
on the other hand,
It's the other way
we
around.
were using European car, but
Yeah.
then we don't see why do I have to pay the brand name like that, and all the service and additional cost, they actually cost you more.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we just sold it.
we just sold it, and then now we just drive, I guess,
Japanese brand.
Japanese car, and there's nothing wrong with it. It was a Honda.
Honda, yeah.
So
So anyway, so that is the average life in Australia household income, and then there are higher income earner. So average household
Yep.
will be $280,000. So what are you looking at? If you're frugal, high income earner, your 10% of your gross income car will be $28,000. I don't see any around. If
So-
your average is 28,000,
Yeah, I'm just while we're talking, I'm just trying to figure out in carsales.com.au
okay.
what is a typical
$28,000.
$28,000 vehicle
Yeah.
that we can think of.
and then if you're high income earner household of 280,000 with average lifestyle, 20% of it will be your car, which is $56,000. That we see more
50
on the road, a bit more. So it's like more lower end or old European car or good quality of Asian car.
Yeah.
If you're high income earner or out lifestyle, 100% and $280,000 car. Not much. Yeah.
So yeah, as a whole, that gives you guys, I guess, an understanding what is the difference price point between each cars, let's say.
Yeah.
So looking at this alone, a 2013 Hyundai i35 valued at $20,000.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
i35
2013.
or 2014.
Almost 10 years car. Yeah.
So and about what is that? $85,000, 85Ks on the clock.
Okay, and just talk about our friends. Majority of them, they have families. I don't ask them how much they make, but just based on my or our assumption, they will be
On finance.
not about that. Is the income? I'll say it's higher than average, but lower than the high income.
Yeah.
But majority of the car, I'll say, is at least $50,000.
More.
Yeah, 50
I'd say more than that. So for us, we have less.
A lot less.
A lot less.
So anyway.
For us, ideal car to purchase
Yes.
if we were to start it all over this again.
Never ever buy a new one. I
No,
would never.
no.
Because the first 3 years of a car, or even you just take it out from the car dealership, is depreciation. Your car will just drop by, I think, a quarter or 1/3 of the
You
value.
cannot sell it more than what
Yeah.
you purchase it from.
Yes.
So, and on an average, we always buy about 3 to 5 years old car or so.
I think ideally 3, 5 a bit pushing it.
Yeah.
3 years, and then it's been driven around 60,000 kilometer, 50
Yeah.
or 60. That's our range.
Right.
Like a few years ago when we started looking for whatever cars.
Yeah, and now we haven't actually
Changed.
changed since then.
Yeah.
And because there's nothing wrong with the car, with the engine, and like it's usable, so why do we need to upgrade?
And the good thing is we bought it at that time was around $15,000. If we want to sell it now, at least we can sell it maybe $10,000.
That's because at the moment, due to COVID.
Yeah.
So
Missing
if it's-
parts.
yeah.
They don't have enough parts for the car.
Things to consider as well, there's an additional costs of running a car, such as your
Yes.
fuel costs, the running cost of that.
Yes.
You know, for us, we drive an SUV. On an average, every time we fill up, it's roughly about $50 or so, $50 to $100 or thereabout. And you know, I guess if you drive longer, obviously it goes higher.
Yep.
But yeah.
Insurance, toll, maintenance, registration, insurance. Did I mention insurance?
Yeah.
Stamp duty and roadside assistance. So because when you purchase a car, you don't really see all these additional costs and ongoing. Because we had experience of driving a European car, we don't want to. I think we can afford it, but is it really worth for us to pay that extra?
Yeah.
For us now, when the car anything happen, oh God, just go fix it.
Just
we
fix
don't
it,
have
like,
to worry.
Don't have to worry, don't
Yeah.
have to figure out
We
like
don't have to worry.
we
I
don't even
remember that
haggle.
time driving the European car, the dealership saying, oh, you have to fix the tire, change all 4 tires. And then, well, it was like double of the price when I went to other retail shop to quote. And they
Yeah.
said, you don't have to change 4 of them, only 2. So
shop around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the last part of this video would be, should you buy a car on a finance?
For us, no.
No.
Always pay in cash if you can place. But it is all based on your financial situation. If you
Yep.
don't have your money, you haven't saved anything, you don't have a budget, but you really need to have a car, then you have to do whatever you need to do. And based on studies, apparently 90% of the cars are on finance.
Can you imagine when you
90%.
drive around, like we drive around, so about, 9 out of 10 cars, when you stop in a traffic light, none of that is on a finance, and one of that is actually paying cash.
Yeah.
So we're that one
Weird.
person.
We're just weird.
So
Based on your financial situation, if you can, try to do the shorter loan if possible. Don't do 5 years.
Yep.
If you can do it, maybe 2 to 3 years.
do whatever it takes to
Pay
get
it
out
off.
from that finance, because
Yes.
it's a depreciating asset. It's not going to go up in value.
Correct.
So I learned that like literally the hard way, where we actually lose that $5,000 gap between buying and then selling it.
Yep.
So, and it's not fun. And if you keep on changing, I think that's the one thing that I don't want to sell our car, is because it's like the transaction cost
Yeah.
between one car to another is like a big lump sum that we have to put out.
yeah.
And then after that, it's like, it doesn't feel good.
And the thing, you change it, you're happy for maybe the first year, and majority of the people, every 5 years, they
I know.
change.
So
Apparently because of tax deduction, or I don't get it, I just want cash.
for us, it's a vehicle that get you point A to point B. So
right.
that's it. The rest of them will be fun. If you use that for business, then that's good. But don't look at buying a vehicle just for the tax depreciation. Make sure that you can actually afford it. Make sure that you can actually, every day you don't lose sleep.
Yeah.
Because if you're on a finance, not only your vehicle goes down in value, and then when you sell it, there's that gap between the two, and
Correct.
that's not fun. Anyway, that's just our 2 cents, guys. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to subscribe, comment.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.